everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And tonight we are a year removed from presenting you the annual release of the Fermentorium's Sweater Weather here in southeastern Wisconsin. So we've done this beer almost every year on the channel. Mm-hmm. We did not do Sweater Weather last year.
We did not. So...
but this year, what they decided to do with this series is release their base Imperial Milk Stout, which they release every single year, but then bring back 3 of what they assume to be fan favorite variants, which we're actually pretty excited about.
They did some crowdsourcing. I remember them reaching out. They reached out to people on Instagram and saying, like, hey, what do you want us to bring back? And this is kind of what people voted for, so I'm pretty excited to try all these again.
Yes, I know we've had every single one of these at some point, but probably small portions.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what these taste like in 2023.
Yeah.
If you're looking at our wonderful sweatshirts, our wives put together these great articles of clothing. You can buy them for yourselves. Link will be in the description. You can purchase merch from Milwaukee Beer Review and all kinds of good stuff. Hats, sweatshirts, all kinds of fun things that you can buy. So if you love us, which I know you all do if you're watching this, check out our merch booth.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Thanks again for doing that, Molly and Jenny. But yeah, really comfortable, really good stuff. So
yeah, Merry Christmas to all of you and to all of your kin.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, let's get started on Sweater Weather this year. We're wearing sweatshirts. It's Sweater Weather. Let's dive into the base beer. So this is their standard Imperial Milk Stout. I think it comes in just south of 10%.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Around 8 to 9% ABV. Get a little nose on it.
I mean, just very traditional, like, stout characteristics coming out of this one. It's funny because we were just talking, I think, in a previous episode. Like, we haven't drank, like, a basic stout in a long time in this episode.
This channel,
thank
on
you.
this episode,
Sorry.
It's been a long time since we've had a beer.
Sorry. So...
No, it smells like lactose, milk.
A little sweetness, yeah.
That kind of smoky, stout characteristic to it.
So,
smells good.
Yeah.
Check it out. Cheers.
I mean, it's tasty. It's good. It's definitely, I think, needs something to kind of get over that hump. But it's a good base. I think that's exactly what it's going for. It's a good, solid base that allows for other flavors to kind of shine through and you start adding some variants into it.
I think it's a good milk stout, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
This has always been a really, really good beer. I think we've always rated this pretty well on this channel when we've reviewed it. It's got some sweetness. It's got a good body to it, a good base to it. A lot of great kind of standard smoky kind of dark malt characteristics to it. And that lactose adds a bit of a sweetness to it. There's definitely a sweet, milky, smooth character to it. It's a really good milk stout.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I'm not a big fan of milk stouts, and I really like this one every year because it's got that slight teeter point. It's got a bit of a slight char to it that kind of just balances up that sweetness to it. That kind of just gives a little more earthy tones, I guess, for lack of a better term. And
it feels like a beer you drink with, a campfire going.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
a fire going in the fireplace or something like that. Yeah, it's always good every single year. Are we rating these? Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's rate them.
All right.
1 to 5, Untappd. Where are you going? Base Sweater Weather 2023.
I think base Sweater Weather, and I'm leaving room for improvement. I'm going about 3.5. I think it's really good. I think it's tasty. It does need something to kind of just get over the edge or get over that hump, which is why I think they have the variants here. But it's a very, very, very good milk stout. So.
I do feel like I'm reaching for something else here that hasn't, or that I felt has been here in the past.
Sure.
I'm going 3.75 on this, so I am leapfrogging you a little bit. I think I typically rank this around a 4.
Yeah.
But I think a 3.75 is a good score for this. I do feel like it's missing a little something.
Yeah.
There's something else it needs to get above that 4 category.
So,
but not bad.
All right, so moving on, we got the English Toffee Sweater. I think this was a last year release. I can't remember.
Yeah, this was a 2022 release.
And I remember it being really good last year. I remember enjoying this. I remember liking it more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I really think English Toffee would work really well, but it actually worked out really well, so just get a little nose on it.
Get a little nose on the English Toffee. variant. Maybe a little more caramely sweetness on the nose, but like not a significant change on the nose from what
you get in there. There's definitely a toffee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there. That caramel toffee, that burnt caramel. I mean, it's definitely there.
For sure. But it's not a significant change.
It's not like punch you in the mouth or anything, but it's there.
No.
All right.
Try it out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I mean, yeah, it hits the flavor profile really well. You got that really kind of like good toffee, that dark, burnt kind of caramel kind of coming through. And it's definitely a step up from the base, which is what you want, though.
Yeah.
You want that step up. You want kind of that adjunct to kind of shine through. I think it does a good job shining through. It's tasty. It's good. It hits the notes that you want it to hit. So
there's definitely some extra candy sweetness there. Mm-hmm. Kind of that caramely toffee note that hits you right up front. I would say it's not as extreme as what I feel like it should be.
That's fair.
It's not, it's not hitting you right up front like, whoa, that's English toffee. But I will say that, like, drinking these back to back, you can tell that it's there.
Yeah.
You can tell that those characteristics are imparted in this particular beer.
That's good. It gets that kind of that char you feel from the first one. I think it's cut out now by that sweetness of the caramel and that toffee flavor. Now
I think that's a really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good assessment. So where are you going with this one?
It's weird. I like it better than the base, but not enough to jump to the 3.75. I'm going to stick with 3.5. I think the still is right in that spot. And that's more of I don't really like English toffee all that much. Mm-hmm. It's more of that it's a well done beer. It hits, in my opinion, the notes you want. I just want English toffee that much. So
sure.
So 3.5.
I think that's fair. I'm actually going to drop down to you on this to a 3.5 from a 3.75, primarily because it's missing some of those smoky stout characteristics. Oh, okay. The sweetness is there now from the English toffee, but I feel like it's not enough to really replace it. So for that reason, I actually like this a little bit less, I think, than the base.
So if it's going to lose that char, you want more of that sweetness flavoring coming out.
Give it to me. Give me the characteristics.
I think it's a good way of looking at it.
Give me those flavors, and that will help. Still good.
Yeah.
No problems with it, but not as good as the base.
It's fair. All right, what's next?
Up next is the cookies and cream variant. So I remember liking this one quite a bit back in the day. I'm a Oreo cookie fan, more so a golden Oreo cookie fan. But I do like standard Oreo cookies like the rest of the populace. So we're going to try this one out. Let's get a little nose on the cookies and cream.
I think this is one I'm most excited about.
Really?
I don't remember if I've had
double
this
vanilla,
one.
huh?
We'll see.
Right.
This is the one. I'm a big cookies and cream fan, so
I didn't realize that.
I'm such a sucker for it.
I know you like that stuff. Like your mom has always made that stuff too, hasn't she? Or I know you've brought over the cookies and cream. You've made it too.
Yeah, I've made that. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
There's just not much on the nose.
There isn't much on the nose. That's surprising. You're not getting a lot there. It smells closer to the base, I think, than anything else.
It does. It's missing kind of that, like, candy sweetness that you would think would still be there with a cookies and cream stout, but let's see what we get on the palate.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
It's more on the palate. I would definitely say it's there. But to your point with the toffee, not maybe as much as we want it to be.
I think it's weakly there on the palate. I definitely am getting some sweetness. I definitely am tasting a little bit of, like, kind of the chocolate, the Oreo chocolate kind of characters with it, but it's not that sweet. But you're missing the char, kind of the smoky characters in the base.
That's funny, because I disagree a little bit.
Really?
So what I'm getting, and here's what I think, I'm getting that creaminess from like of the Oreo part, but the char cuts out kind of the cookie part, in my opinion. Like kind of that chocolate that you want. It's a little bitter. I still like it. This is actually, I think of the three so far, my favorite, because I do like that sweetness that's coming through from kind of that creaminess, but I wish there was just a little more kind of fudgy cookiness coming through.
Yeah. I'm wanting like chocolate, vanilla, like those characters of an Oreo to kind of like
I agree. And I think what's coming through, unfortunately, is a bit of that char.
And I am getting that now that you say that. Like, the back end is a little bit smokier. It's got a little bit more of that kind of char, smoky, stout characteristic to it. There's just not that much flavor here.
That's fair. All right, so where are you putting this? Your score on this one?
I'm probably going 3 1/4 on the cookies and cream.
Wow. Okay, you're going down.
I am. Like, I like the English Toffee more than the cookies and cream, and I still think the standard base sweater weather is my favorite of the three, because it's not trying to be anything it isn't.
So I'm going to go 3.75. I like this one a little bit more. I wish there was less char in this, but I do like that creaminess that's kind of coming through on this. So I think it's just a step up from the base.
All right.
So
fair enough. So last but not least, this year's release, they are bringing back the double vanilla. Now, for those of you that have been following us on this channel, vanilla is probably our favorite adjunct.
Yes.
In a stout, or any beer, quite frankly. So double vanilla feels like it should be right up our alley.
Should be.
I cannot remember how I felt about this.
Okay, I don't remember this one.
I remember this one existing. I remember having one, but I don't remember how I felt about it.
All right.
And now it's 2023. So
to the nose.
To the nose we go. Again, I'm not getting much on the nose. For double vanilla, punch me in the face with it.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Double vanilla.
Just not a lot there.
It smells like the base stout.
It really does, unfortunately. So,
all right, let's try it out. Cheers. Okay.
I mean, more sweetness coming through. It's a decent vanilla taste. It's not really what I want. It's not that creaminess I really hope for that kind of like coats your mouth and everything. It's more just sweet, and then you get really that, again, that base char coming through in the back end, which kind of cancels out everything you got in the first part of it.
I really want to like this. The vanilla in here almost tastes a little bit, there's like a bit of a sour characteristic to it. It almost feels like out the back, I almost get kind of like a sourish note. And not sour, not like a sour ale sour, but like it feels like overly sweet, bordering on sour coming out the back end.
I get what you're saying. I fully understand what you're saying. I'm not getting the same thing, but I taste what you're saying. I think it's how do I say this? It tastes like a really artificial sweetness.
It does.
I think that's the best way to put it.
I think that's fair.
I'm not going to say sour, but I get what you're saying. It doesn't taste like a natural kind of sweetness coming out. It tastes like they took the base and just put some sweetener in, and hopefully it kind of turned out what they wanted to turn out.
And I hate to say this because I love Fermentorium. It's one of my favorite breweries in the area. But if you're going to say double vanilla, punch people in the face with vanilla, man. You can't have it be this. It's not that far off from the base.
And I think if we're being fair here, we're going to be very critical of a double vanilla. We've talked about it with different breweries, how much we like the vanilla taste, and when it's done well, we love it. We absolutely blown away by it. But if it's not where we want it to, I think we're going to be a little more critical than most people would be.
That, but also if I'm going to sit here and drink 4 of these in a row, I better be able to tell there's vanilla in that.
That's fair.
I shouldn't be able to be sitting here questioning
That's fair.
What's going on this variant.
I agree.
And you're selling them as 4-packs. Everybody's trying different, all 4 of these variants. Like, it's got to be there.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I don't disagree.
That's...
So where are you putting this in Untappd?
3.
3?
3. Okay. I've gone straight down.
Yeah, you really have.
I have.
I'm going to go 3 1/4. I agree with you. It's my... I think it's more of a disappointment from our expectations than it is the worst of these beers.
Yes.
But I think our expectations are really through the roof for this, and it's missing the mark a bit. We want that vanilla, we want that taste to come through. It's not hitting the mark we hoped it would.
Well, here's the thing: is this double vanilla really that much worse? 3 to a 3.75 to the base? No. If you gave me these 2 beers blind, I would tell you, yeah, they're both pretty equivalent. But when you're telling me that's a double vanilla versus this is just the base stout, I'm going to be critical of that.
The thing I would say of the 4 beers is the one that sticks out by far as the most unique is the English Toffee.
Agreed.
That is by far the most unique, where it stands out as far as being different from the rest. Mm-hmm. The base, the cookies and cream, and the vanilla, why I like one more than the other, I do give them all different scores. I do think they're very similar in beers, and if you mixed them up, I would probably get them wrong. You would somehow get them right, but...
It's because I'm better at this than you.
Whatever.
But it is what it is.
But they're not... There's not a huge distinguishing taste between the 3 of them.
I agree with you. And I feel like there has been in the past.
There definitely has.
Like, the mint chocolate one was like, so boom. It was good. It was a Girl Scout cookie in a glass. Yeah. Like, I mean, I know these have been better in the past. And that's part of my disappointment here.
Yeah, that's fair. But
to add to my disappointment with Fermentorium, not to continue to be negative, but unfortunately their North Avenue location closed, the Fermentorium Vinyl Lounge. One of my favorite places to actually go in the area, even though I wasn't able to make it there a ton, having a 3-year-old at home. We have been there a few times over the past few months. Actually picked up all these beers from the Fermentorium Vinyl Lounge. They have suddenly closed that location. The Fermentorium's still open in Cedarburg.
Yep.
Their original location, but unfortunately Vinyl Lounge has closed.
Yeah, we are disappointed. I mean, I know we hadn't gone there as much recently, but we used to go there quite a lot, Molly and I, and we it's disappointing to see it go, but we'll go up to Cedarburg. It'll be more of a destination. It'll be fun to get up there, so it's a nice spot.
For sure. All right. Well, have you had these? Do you disagree with us? Have you tried the 2023 release of Sweater Weather? What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We are on Facebook. We are on X. We are on
Instagram,
TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are here on YouTube. So like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see all of you in the very next episode.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.